They say every room in Ezenwa Hall has its own story, some whispered, some forgotten. But room 5B. That one never truly sleeps. When they transferred me there at the start of the semester, I didn't complain. It was cleaner than most, and the ceiling fan was actually worked. At least. It made this slow, tired sound, like breathing through cracked ribs. I told myself it was fine. After all, a little noise was better than silence. Or so I thought. My new roommate, Adana, arrived 2 days later. She was quiet, not shy, just restrained, like she was saving her words for someone who wasn't me. She was pretty but in an unbothered kind of way. Always neat. Always composed. Her books were arranged like soldiers. Her bed, smooth enough to bounce light off. But she had a habit that made me uneasy. Every night, before sleeping, she'd stand in front of the mirror for minutes. Not admiring herself. Not fixing her hair. Just staring. And humming. A soft tune with no rhythm, no lyrics, the kind that crawls under your skin because it feels half-remembered. At first, I laughed it off. Hostel girls have their quirks. Maybe she prayed differently. Maybe it calmed her. Until one night, around 2 a.m., I woke to that same tune. She was sitting up on her bed, eyes wide open, staring straight at me. The humming didn't stop. Adana, I whispered. She didn't blink. Didn't move. Then she smiled, slowly, and laid back down without a word. I couldn't sleep again that night. In the following days, small things began to go missing. My lip gloss. My pen. My notes. At first, I suspected my neighbor, Kemi, but then I found my things in the others' places. Inside my pillowcase, under Adana's bed, sometimes even returned before I noticed they were gone. The air in the room felt heavier, as if someone else was always there. One evening, I came back from the reading room before curfew. Adana wasn't around. Her side of the room was unusually damp. There were drops of water leading to her locker. Out of curiosity, I opened it, and froze. Inside, among her neatly folded clothes, were my things, my missing items, arranged carefully. My lost ID card. My old broken wristwatch. Even my earring that went missing last semester. But beneath all that, there was a photograph. It was old, wrinkled, but I recognized the faces immediately. Me and Amora. Amora was my roommate in 200 level. She died in a gas explosion in the old hostel. We'd fought that day. I'd stormed out before evening, leaving her alone. They said the leak had been small at first. If someone had noticed earlier, she might have survived. I dropped the photo like it burned me. The next morning, I asked the porter about 5B. He paused, looked around, and lowered his voice. 2 girls stayed there last semester, he said. One died, gas leak. The other withdrew after. My skin went cold. I didn't ask more. That night, I didn't want to sleep. But exhaustion has its way of tricking you. Sometime around 3 a.m., the light went off. The darkness was thick, complete. And then, that humming started again. Only this time, it wasn't coming from Adana's bed. It was coming from behind the mirror. I sat up slowly. The humming grew louder, clearer. And then I saw it, a faint handprint pressed against the glass from the inside. I whispered, Adana. But the person who turned around wasn't her. It was Amora. Her face pale, half burned, half beautiful. Her eyes, empty but knowing. You left me, she said. Her voice sounded like air escaping a broken pipe. You left the gas on. The mirror cracked from the inside, splintering like ice. I screamed. The next thing I remember was waking up on the floor at dawn. Ada was gone. I ran to the porter, heart pounding, hands trembling. He looked confused. There's no Adana on our list, he said. Room 5B has been a single room since last session. I went back with him, but the room looked untouched, as if no one had stayed there for months. My clothes were gone. My books, scattered. The mirror, gone. That night, I slept in my friend's room. When I closed my eyes, I could still hear humming. But it wasn't from the room this time. It was from inside me, deep in my chest, where guilt and silence live side by side. I didn't return to Ezenwa Hall. I switched hostels, then departments, then schools. But sometimes, when it rains and the lights flicker, I still smell Dettol and burnt air. I still hear that soft, tuneless hum. And I still wonder if Adana ever existed. Or if she was just the part of me that couldn't let Amora rest. They say room 5B is locked now, no one assigned there. But every new session, someone swears they hear a girl humming through the wall. And every time I hear that story, I just say, don't answer the sound. Because some memories aren't haunting you. You're re-haunting them. Sometimes I still pass by the old hostel. And the window of room 5B looks back at me like it remembers my name. If you've ever felt that kind of silence, the one that follows you long after you leave.